Welcome back to Apex Alchemy. This is the ZT0357. If it looks familiar to you, it's either because it's an older model. It's about 3 years old. D&K does still have these in stock. Right now they're like 20% off at $188. It may also look familiar to you because it looks a lot like a Kershaw Link, and it has a lot of the same materials as the Kershaw Link. We'll get into that in a second. We've got the Don Farmer card here. D&K Knives is the people that sent this knife in for review, and we very much appreciate it. If you happen to fall in love with anything at D&K Knives, and they do have some excellent sales, even on some Kershaws. They don't have the link in stock, but they have a lot of sales going on right now, and they offer Sezzle. So it's a financing option that they have, and if you fall in love with something and put something in the cart and decide to pull the trigger, definitely use Apex 10. We don't get anything out of that, but it does let Don Farmer know that people are watching our videos and sending people to his store. So help the people that help the channel. We very much appreciate it. So the ZT0357 right now at D&K is running at $188. I did not check any other stores. It's an assisted opening knife. It's got 20 CV steel, G10 scales, stainless steel liner, a G10 back spacer, a deep carry pocket clip with non-recessed screws, lanyard hole. And I appreciate the fact that the lanyard hole actually follows the shape of the body. It doesn't get in the way. There's no real hot spots on the knife. It's got some pretty good jimping here. And one thing I like about it that the link does not offer is it has functioning jimping on the butt of the knife, and it actually it falls in a good spot. If you wanted to do a reverse grip, that jimping actually falls in a really good spot. So other than that, I don't have a link anymore because it was our first Patreon giveaway. My brother won it, so we may see it. He was the only Patreon member at the time. I was a little cheeky move. I was going to give it to him anyway. We didn't have any other Patreon guys. We were trying to attract some Patreon members, and I was like, I'll just go ahead and do a Patreon member giveaway, and he wound up getting it. He carries it a lot, but I may wind up borrowing it again. Unfortunately, I can't get a hold of it today to do a comparison, but I think it would be a great video to do a 357 and a link. But you know what? Gideon Tactical has a really good video on that already, and both of those knives are so outdated. I'm not really sure it'd be beneficial, but it does. They borrow a lot of design cues from each other. I'm not sure which come first, the chicken or the egg type thing. Both of them are like assisted opening, speed safe, whatever they call it. This one is in a stonewash finish, and that stonewash is going to be that kind of stonewash that's going to show little scratches and stuff, and going to give your knife character. So it's not the stonewash going to hide everything. I don't feel. I do like the knife. I do. 20 CV with ZT. I'm not sure about their heat treats and all that stuff. I do know that I have personally had better luck with Kershaw D2 than I have with Kershaw 20 CV, and those are that is exactly the link that I'm talking about that came in 20 CV. But I do like this knife. I do like it. I probably wouldn't buy it personally for my collection. It doesn't fit my style anymore. I'm not, and the biggest reason is because it's a speed safe or assisted opener or whatever, and that doesn't mean anything. There's a lot of people, including Courtney and my stepfather, that very much enjoy assisted opening knives. So don't let me rub off on you. It's just not my thing, Plus, I think for the price range, there's a lot more knife you can get out there now. For a couple $100, I believe the materials that you can get, it's got stainless steel liners and stainless steel, this could all be titanium and carbon fiber. at today's standpoint, in materials versus price. So is it the best deal on the market? Probably not. But ZT is one of those brands that you can absolutely count on when it comes to building a nice tough knife. They do have some more fragile knives. I'm looking at you, the 7777. I like it, but no, that's the 7777. That's 077. 0707. You remember that knife? 0707? It's a cool little knife, but it's pretty nimble. But yeah, 0707. 7777 was just perfectly fine. Okay, anyway, got a reversible pocket clip. Standard T6 hardware. Let me see if I'm right about that. Yeah, so that'll be T6 body screws, and I'm gonna guess. Oh, grab the wrong one. Where in the hell? That T10 pivot. Okay. All right. So anyway, just a standard ZT knife. Like the little harpoon design. I also like that about the link. The link is a little wider, and you can generally pick it up for about $70, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I picked mine up for. It was about $70. I don't know if I got it on sale. It is a USA made Kershaw. Lots of similar design features, but this is going to offer a little bit more. It's a slimmer profile, and it's going to offer more grip. The link is aluminum. It comes in that green. There is a budget model of the link, but I'm specifically talking about the 20CV model here. It pretty much has the lanyard hole in the same spot, and it's a liner lock as well. Both speed safe, like I said. But regardless, man, it's a fine knife at a fine price in comparison to a lot of other knives that you're getting nowadays, even with the materials in mind. The only thing that I do want to touch base on my distaste in speed safe and assisted opening knives. All right, so you got the Kershaw Knockout here, and I like this knife. I do. I carried it forever. This is kind of like a sub frame lock or something. I don't know, whatever they call it. But they can fail, and this one fails pretty easily. You got to get a good purchase on that that flipper tab now in order to be able to make it go. It can be closed easily one-handed, so I don't mind it so much. You guys ever played around with those assisted opening knives that take like two hands to close? Because the spring is so hard. That's not what you get with Kershaw or ZT. They are easily operated with one hand, and I appreciate that. But still just not my cup of tea at the end of the day as far as what I would choose for my collection. Let's throw up a couple of knives for size comparison. Why not the Kershaw Knockout? That is a forgotten about knife. So the Knockout, here's an AD-15. It's a Demco, or that's not a Demco. It's a Cold Steel AD-15. It is a Demco design, but it's not a Demco custom. You know what I mean. All right, the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. So it's a little shorter, and how about the Chris Reeve and Cosi? Yeah, so it's a short knife, man. It's Strider SMG. And ZT Brethren, how about the 566? This belongs to Alan Pritchard. Thanks for sending it in. It's about the same size as that 566, so if you're familiar with the 566, it does have very similar build construction. I think this would be a slicier knife than the 566. It's a Hinder design. Flat grind, a tall flat grind, very thick behind the edge. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that one, but it is a frame lock, and it is also assisted. Feels very similar in hand. But, okay. Get all these knives closed so I don't cut myself. Courtney has to put Band-Aids on me. All right, overall length. Let's remove the leather. So the knife's coming in right around 7.5 inches, just a little bit more, maybe like 7.6, 7.7. It's got about a 3 1/4 inch blade, and it's also got about a 3 1/4 inch cutting edge. So, you know, from the tip of this scale, bring it down, it lines up pretty much with the cutting edge. I do appreciate the fact that it's got a nice sharpening choil here. Like, I like the sharpening choil on this knife. It's not usable for forward choil or anything, or forward finger choil, but it does, you know, it offers plenty for the sharpening, and I do appreciate that as well. So captive pivot on the other side, and I don't know, man, the knife just feels good. Courtney really likes this one. She's just down under the weather. So I'm finishing up D&K's knives without her, unfortunately, but yeah, she'll be back before you know it. So regardless, I do like the knife. I don't think it's for me personally, but I hope it's for you. You know, like, if it's for you, I hope we've offered some valuable information. If you enjoy the content, we could use you as a subscriber, and, you know, keep an eye out for that 1,000 subscriber giveaway. It's coming up really soon. We also have a premium giveaway coming up for our Patreon members. It'll be something akin to a Chris Reeve or a Harsey or whatever they decide on. They're voting, they're speaking their minds, and we're listening because it's their money. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Got any experience with this knife? I want to hear those stories. We'll catch you on the flip side.